helicopters are aviation's deadliest machines. They hover, they fly backward, they land where no other aircraft can go. Helicopters are marvels of engineering that perform life-saving missions every day. But behind their impressive capabilities lies a disturbing reality. Helicopters are among the most dangerous aircraft in our skies, with accident and fatality rates that dwarf those of commercial airplanes. Today we're going deep into why these whirling machines kill more people per flight hour than almost any other aircraft. First, let's talk mechanical complexity. A helicopter is essentially a flying contradiction. Thousands of parts spinning furiously around a central point, all fighting physics to stay airborne. Unlike planes that can glide when engines fail, helicopters rely entirely on their rotor systems. When something breaks, the consequences are often catastrophic. Take the 2009 Sikorsky S-92 crash off Newfoundland. A single titanium stud, smaller than your pinky finger, fractured in the gearbox. Within minutes, all oil drained out. The helicopter plummeted into the frigid North Atlantic, killing 17 oil workers and crew. One tiny part, 17 lives lost. Even more terrifying, these mechanical failures happen with almost no warning. In 2018, a sightseeing helicopter crashed in New York City's East River when a passenger's harness accidentally hit the emergency fuel shutoff switch. The pilots had mere seconds to react. 5 passengers drowned, trapped upside down in their safety harnesses as the cabin filled with water. Colonel Keith Cianfrani, a retired Army helicopter pilot and aviation safety expert, puts it bluntly, in fixed-wing aircraft, you typically have time to troubleshoot. In helicopters, critical failures give you seconds, not minutes, to make life or death decisions. The human element compounds these dangers. Helicopter pilots must maintain constant vigilance, making hundreds of tiny adjustments every minute just to keep the aircraft stable. Fatigue, distraction, or a split-second misjudgment can be fatal. The 2020 crash that killed basketball legend Kobe Bryant illustrates this perfectly. The experienced pilot became spatially disoriented in thick fog, lost track of his altitude, and flew directly into a California hillside at high speed. All 9 people aboard died instantly. The NTSB investigation revealed the pilot likely experienced the leans, a vestibular illusion, where your brain can't reconcile what your eyes see with what your body feels. Then there's the weather factor. Helicopters often operate in conditions that would ground other aircraft. Heavy fog, high winds, thunderstorms, and mountainous terrain. Medical evacuation helicopters are particularly vulnerable, as they're frequently dispatched in the worst conditions to reach patients in remote locations. In 2019, a medical helicopter attempting to reach an injured hiker in the mountains of central Arizona flew into a snowstorm with near zero visibility. The aircraft struck a pine tree and crashed, killing all 3 crew members. Data showed wind gusts exceeding 50 knots at the time of impact. The environments helicopters operate in create additional dangers. Unlike commercial jets flying at 35,000 feet with plenty of space, helicopters work in the low and slow zone, dodging power lines, buildings, trees, and towers. A 2004 EMS helicopter in Texas struck an unmarked radio tower wire at just 1,000 feet, tearing the tail boom off completely. The aircraft spiraled to the ground, killing the entire medical team. Perhaps most concerning is the lack of redundancy. Many helicopters, particularly civilian models, have only one engine. If it fails, pilots must execute a perfect auto-rotation, essentially using the unpowered rotor blades like a maple seed to descend more slowly. It's an incredibly difficult maneuver that requires split-second timing and extensive training. Even surviving the initial impact doesn't guarantee safety. Nearly half of fatal helicopter crashes involve post-crash fires as fuel tanks rupture. In water crashes, drowning is a major risk, especially since most passengers receive minimal water survival training. The statistics tell the grim story. Per 100,000 flight hours, helicopters crash roughly 35% more often than general aviation aircraft and 350% more often than commercial airliners. Medical helicopters face particularly stark odds. Their crews are more likely to die on the job than almost any other profession except logging workers and commercial fishermen. So why do we keep using these dangerous machines? Because sometimes they're the only option. When a climber is stranded on a mountain face, when a critically injured patient is in a remote location, or when disaster victims need immediate evacuation, helicopters provide capabilities no other vehicle can match. The industry has made improvements. Modern helicopters feature crash-resistant fuel systems, energy-absorbing seats, and more powerful engines. But the fundamental dangers remain: mechanical complexity, unforgiving aerodynamics, and the environments they operate in. Next time you see a helicopter whirling overhead, take a moment to appreciate both the incredible engineering achievement it represents and the extraordinary risk being taken by those on board. They're flying one of aviation's most versatile machines and one of its deadliest. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, hit that like button and subscribe for more aviation insights.